In a bit of departure for Murder of Crows, where I typically look at cases that are done and dusted and wrapped up with a bow, and also often with a cockwomble tag. Today I'm going to look at two very recent murders with investigations that are still ongoing. This is largely because these cases, one in the US and one here in the UK, have had visual evidence released that would benefit from having eyes on it now it is released in the public domain. I will put information in the video description if you have any information to pass on regarding either of the cases. These are the murders of Brian Thompson and Harshita Brella, and this is Murder of Crows. Brian Thompson was the CEO of United Healthcare, and unfortunately his murder has become wrapped up in controversy since his company was based in healthcare insurance, and the company's record in denying more claims than other providers have led to many people saying that Thompson deserved to be murdered, as they seem unable to separate the man with all of the rights that we all have from his negatively viewed company.
Nobody deserves to get on their way to work. Nobody deserves to get their healthcare claims denied either.
The assassin was super impressive, okay? We've never seen anything like this.
United Healthcare, by a 90% margin, denied more claims than any other insurance company on the market.
Deny, depose, defend. If that isn't a loud, clear message to all these CEOs across the board of these health insurance companies, I don't know what is.
We feel like we're living parallel lives with the elite in our country.
That Danish guy is a social media influencer with 2 million followers on TikTok. He is a skilled internet sleuth known for finding people. While he does not condone killing anyone, that Danish guy has no interest in tracking down the CEO's killer.
A lot of us aren't that sympathetic towards somebody who has caused the death of many countless people. I mean, it's unknown. 1/3 of this healthcare company's claims are denied, approximately 1/3. That is outrageous. It's more than double the industry standard.
He's not the only online sleuth refusing to join the manhunt, and many on social media are glad to see that.
I just want to remind everyone that the snitches get the stitches, and the stitches might not be covered by your insurance plan.
But this is the story so far, as well as what information has been released in terms of developing a bigger picture around what happened and why. Now, Thompson was born on July the 10th, 1974. He attended South Hamilton High School in Jewel Junction, Iowa, graduating in 1993 as class valedictorian, which means he was a smart cookie. Thompson graduated from the University of Iowa in 1997, where he studied business administration and accounting. From 1997 to 2004, Thompson worked at PricewaterhouseCoopers as a manager in the Transaction Advisory Service Group of the audit practice. Thompson joined United Health Group in 2004 and was named CEO of United Healthcare government programs that included Medicare and retirement, and community and state divisions in 2021. Under his leadership, profits at UHC went from $12 billion in 2021 to $16 billion in 2023. An investigation revealed that in 2019, UHC's prior authorization denial rate was 8.7%. Thompson became CEO in 2021, and by 2022, the rate of denial had increased to 22.7%. For both Medicare and non-Medicare claims, UHC declines at a rate that is double the industry average. In 2021, Thompson was criticised in an open letter from the American Hospital Association regarding a plan from United Healthcare to start denying payment for what it deemed non-critical visits to hospital emergency rooms. United Healthcare responded by delaying the rollout of this possible change. In other matters, a lawsuit was filed against Thompson, United Health Chairman Stephen J. Hemsley, and two other senior executives in May of 2024 for alleged fraud and insider trading due to failing to disclose an antitrust investigation into the company by the US Department of Justice and by selling stock options before the information of this probe was made public, therefore changing the stock prices. In terms of our story, on December the 4th, 2024, at about 6:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thompson was in New York for an annual United Healthcare investors meeting, having arrived there on the Monday. As he was walking along West 54th Street towards the New York Hilton Midtown Hotel, which was hosting the meeting, he was shot by a gunman dressed in a black hoodie and armed with a silenced 9mm pistol, believed by some to be a Brugger and Tomei VP9. The gunman waited outside the building for several minutes, which led the NYPD to believe that it was a targeted attack. Thompson was shot several times from approximately 20 feet or 6 meters away, striking him in the back and in the right calf. Police initially said that the gunman fled the scene on an electric city bike, but the company Lyft, which is City Bike's parent company, later said that NYPD officials retracted that claim. They don't want their electric bikes associated with a shooty person. Thompson was taken to Mount Sinai West Hospital, where he was pronounced dead at 7:12 a.m. Both the NYPD and Mayor Eric Adams said that the attack appeared to be a targeted hit and was not a random attack. The gunman has yet to be found. The words deny, defend and depose were found written on shell casings at the scene, and the police believe this may indicate a motive, as they are similar to delay, deny, defend, which is a popular insurance industry phrase about not paying out claims. The killer, or killers, if this was some sort of joint endeavour, as could be the case given such a high-profile target, are still at large. But the following is the information that has been released. Editing Steve here with some breaking news. A couple of days after I recorded this episode, it was revealed that 26-year-old Luigi Mangione had been arrested and charged for the shooting of Brian Thompson. And he was arrested at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. He had a handwritten document apparently expressing ill will towards corporate America, which is ironic since he's a child of corporate America who was an Ivy League student and had attended an eminent private school. He was a data engineer for a car trading company, but had recently become isolated through a back injury. He had a New Jersey fake ID in the name of Mark Rosario, as well as other fake IDs. He also had a ghost gun, which is an untraceable gun rather than one of these, I believe, which is a shame because that would have been immensely cool. At this early stage, it is believed that he worked alone, but we will learn more as time goes on. Now back to your regular programming. Here in the UK, I'm looking at a very different kind of case, as we are looking at a case that focuses on both domestic violence and the often murky world of arranged marriage. Harshita Brella was just 24 years old. Her family said she and Pankaj Lamba, 23 years old, had entered into an arranged marriage, with a legal wedding held in August of 2023. And the couple had their traditional Indian ceremony on the 22nd of March of this year, 2024, before they left for the UK around the 30th of April, where they settled in Corby in Northamptonshire. On the 3rd of September of this year, Lamba was arrested and a Domestic Violence Protection Order, or DVPO, was issued, following a report of domestic abuse against Harshita Brella in August. Lamba was arrested and released with bail conditions and a DVPO, and this order told Lamba not to harass, pester or intimidate her. He was also told to pay police £480 in costs. After 28 days on the 1st of October, this order expired. Her family in India said that they had last spoken to Harshita by phone on the 10th of November. She told them she had made dinner and was waiting for Lamba to come home. Her sister, Sonia Dabas, said that Harshita's phone was off for the next 2 days. And by the 13th of November, they thought something was wrong. And as a result, the family got in contact with Northamptonshire Police and told the force about their concerns for Harshita Brella's welfare. It would not end well, because Harshita Brella was found by police in the early hours of the 14th of November in the boot or trunk of a vehicle on Brisbane Road, Ilford, 100 miles from her home in Corby. The following day, Northamptonshire Police said that a forensic post-mortem examination, which took place at Leicester Royal Infirmary, established that Harshita was murdered. Northamptonshire Police opened a murder investigation on the 17th of November, and they named Harshita's husband, Pankaj Lamba, as the prime suspect. Northamptonshire Police said that the post-mortem examination found the preliminary cause of death to be strangulation. And at this point, detectives released CCTV pictures of Lamba and a silver Vauxhall Corsa, which they believe he drove from Corby to Ilford sometime in the morning of 11th of November. Police released a CCTV image of that particular Vauxhall Corsa. On the 20th of November, the inquest into Harshita Brella's death was opened and adjourned at the Guildhall in Northampton. The senior coroner for Northamptonshire, Anne Pember, said that Harshita's body had not yet been released. The inquest is set to resume on the 21st of May 2025. On the 21st of November, an image from CCTV was released, and in this particular image, Pankaj Lamba and Harshita Brella appear to be walking side by side. Lamba is wearing a black coat, and Harshita seems to be wearing a white coat, although the lighting in the image is overexposed, meaning being exact about such details is a bit tricky. They are walking along a path that has leaves scattered across it. And it's in this CCTV image. It shows Lamba and Harshita walking near Corby's boating lake on the 10th of November. And Detective Chief Inspector Johnny Campbell from the East Midlands Major Crime Unit said that searches were being carried out in the area, with him saying, "We know that it's a busy part of the town, and there will have been a lot of passing traffic." And the force appealed for anyone who was in Corby between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. that day, specifically near the boating lake, Cottingham Road and Westcott Way, to get in touch. On the 29th of November, police announced that the body of Harshita Brella would be sent back to her family in India. Sentimental personal items belonging to her would also be sent to her family to help them begin funeral arrangements. Detective Chief Inspector Johnny Campbell, as I said before, from the East Midlands Major Crime Unit, said, "We have worked together with Harshita's family to arrange for her body to be repatriated to her family home this weekend." On the 30th of November, a torchlit walk and vigil in Harshita's hometown here in the UK was held from the Corby boating lake to the Corby Cube. Lou Corey, who organised the vigil, said, "We definitely want this to send a message to," and she was referring to Harshita's family, "to say we are also grieving for her and for their loss, and we feel for them at this time when they are so far away." A local art group also read a poem dedicated to Harshita, and a representative from a Northampton domestic abuse service addressed the crowd at the vigil. On the 3rd of December, dozens of people assembled outside Harshita's family home in Delhi as her casket was laid to rest.
Now, the family of Harshita Brella have told ITV News they want justice as her funeral was held in India. The 24-year-old's body was found in the boot of a car in East London last month. Her husband is the prime suspect in her murder, and ITV News understands he has fled to India. This report from Mahathir Pasha starts with the raw grief of Harshita's family at her funeral.
As the cries of agony filled the streets around her childhood home, Harshita Brella's funeral took place today in Delhi. Her mother's pain was laid bare as the 24-year-old's body was brought to India over the weekend. After some time in hospital, Harshita's family could bring her home for the very last time.
She was not Harshita, who came here. I feel it because body is like a stone. But okay, I accept Harshita is no more. But I want justice right now. I feel empty inside.
After an arranged marriage last year, Harshita and her husband moved to the UK in April. By August, she was detailing the abuse she was facing to her family. This was all reported to Northamptonshire Police, who obtained a domestic violence protection order, but that expired after 28 days. For the man who arranged this wedding, Harshita's father, the burden is heavy. After I got her married, I thought I had become free from responsibility over my daughter and that she would lead her own peaceful life, Sitbir Brella told ITV News. I never imagined an incident like this would happen to me. He has killed all of us. I'm hoping that the UK police will arrest him as soon as possible. This is my earnest request to them. This picture shows the couple on a walk in Corby on the night Harshita's husband, Pankaj Lamba, is suspected of killing her. Her body was found in the boot of this car in Ilford, East London, days later, on 14th of November, 100 miles from where she lived. The family have been critical of the police probe and wanted a speedier release of Harshita's body in order to pay their final respects. That has now happened, but as the main suspect for this killing remains at large, this family are still a long way away from justice. Mahathir Pasha, ITV News.
Harshita's uncle Narendra Singh said, "We want justice. We want the murderer to receive the maximum punishment possible." And he went on to say that the family were very frustrated at the pace of the investigation and a perceived lack of information and progress. So just to reiterate the released information, in the hopes that it may refresh any memories.
Tell even a small portion of Harshita Brella's story. It's that she enjoyed her life. It's been 2 weeks since her body was found in the boot of a car. Police are still looking for the main suspect, Pankaj Lamba, Harshita's husband. We know a domestic violence protection order was filed against him at the beginning of September to keep Ms. Brella safe. It expired in October. Ms. Brella's family has shared WhatsApp messages with Channel 4 News, which shed further light on what was happening before she was murdered. In this conversation between Ms. Brella and Pankaj Lamba in July, he says, "One day, if you really have the courage, then try and talk back to me and see what happens." This chat is between Harshita and her sister Sonia. Sonia calls her one and only sister. Also July. Sonia says, "Why did you cut the call?" Harshita replies, "Pankaj has a problem with you. He told me that from now on I can't talk to you in front of him. I'll call you when I'm alone. Just don't call me." "Are you mad? What can I do?" "He can go to hell. I love you. I will call you." "As long as you stay safe," replies Sonia. Then, days before the domestic violence protection order was put in place, this. Harshita says, "Why have I come here? Look what's happening to me. From now on, I have to live in hiding." In another exchange, she says, "All my money has been taken. All of it. By him. He hasn't even left £1. Channel 4 News has also established that Ms. Brella had no recourse to public funds because of her visa status. It means individuals can't claim most benefits, tax credits, or housing assistance. Charities say this leaves migrant women who have suffered domestic abuse even more vulnerable.
It takes away her security, and we see that all the time in cases like this. Once something like a protection order ends and that very limited secure housing is taken away, the survivor will end up going back to the perpetrator. Ironically, that's her safest option, because what else? The only other option is for her to be homeless.
A report published this year by the Police Inspectorate found that Northamptonshire Police is only adequate at protecting vulnerable people, saying its domestic abuse systems aren't as effective as they could be, with particular concern raised about the force's use of domestic violence protection orders. The force told us tonight that the report's recommendations have been acted upon, including investing additional specialist resources into domestic abuse. Northamptonshire Police has already referred itself to the Independent Office for Police Conduct because of previous contact with Miss Brella. This weekend, Harshita's body will be repatriated to her family home, along with sentimental personal items. The police say they're working round the clock to catch Pankaj Lamba, and Harshita's family continues to hope.
Detectives investigating the murder of a woman found dead in a car boot have shared more CCTV in the manhunt for her husband, who is alleged to have killed her. The body of Harshita Brella, 24, was found in a silver Vauxhall in Ilford, East London, nearly 100 miles from her home in Corby, Northamptonshire. Cops said on Sunday they believed her husband, Pankaj Lamba, was responsible for the killing and has since fled the country. Officers had previously attended her address on November 13th, after receiving a call regarding concerns for her welfare. CCTV shared today shows a hooded man walking along a street. An image of a silver Vauxhall Corsa has also been released. It had travelled from Corby to Ilford sometime on the morning of Monday, November 11th. Cops believe Harshita's body had been placed in the boot of the vehicle by Lamba before leaving Corby. Lamba then abandoned the vehicle in Brisbane Road, Ilford, and made his getaway. Speaking today, Senior Investigating Officer, Detective Chief Inspector Johnny Campbell from the East Midlands Special Operations Major Crime Unit said, "We are working closely with policing colleagues and our partners in the CPS, and in order to secure justice for Harshita, there are certain aspects of this investigation we are unable to comment on. Any information, no matter how small, may be relevant to the investigation and may help us get justice for Harshita."
The photograph of Harshita Brella went from being a snapshot of her life to a police appeal in her murder investigation. Pankaj Lamba, her husband, is the main suspect. Here he is in Ilford, likely on Monday the 11th of November. Who might have interacted with him, the police want to know. It was the night before, in Corby, in Northamptonshire, police say, that Miss Brella was strangled, then put into the boot of this car. In Delhi, her mother and sister can do little but share their grief and anger.
I just want justice. I just want him to be caught, to be hanged. Just like my daughter has suffered, make him suffer.
Harshita is very innocent and like a kid. Well, she's not she's now 24 years old, but still she's like just a baby, and she's very innocent. She's very hardworking and she's very intelligent in study. She's achieving her goals very fast. A few months she's getting 3 promotion in her workplace.
Last Wednesday, the police were contacted by a member of the public concerned for Miss Brella's welfare. And it won't have been the first time the police were involved in her private life. In September, Northamptonshire Police served a domestic violence prevention order to keep Miss Brella safe. It stops a perpetrator from contacting or coming near the person. The orders last between 14 and 28 days.
She called daily to me and my mother's family daily call, and she said that my husband is not happy with you if I am talking with you. I think he don't want someone give advice to Harshita to do something good for her. So that's why I think, and first of all, he wants to cut with me relationship, then with mother.
Harshita and her husband had an arranged marriage. The ceremony in the summer of 2023 in India. The pair moving to the UK was an exciting prospect for everyone.
Yes, of course I was happy then. Our child is going abroad. Any parent would be happy that our child would move ahead.
Days before she was murdered, neighbours in Corby say they heard banging and shouting coming from Ms Brella and Mr Lamber's home. Northamptonshire Police Force has referred itself to the police watchdog due to previous contact between the force and Ms Brella. Harshita Brella's family want justice for their daughter.
And there we have two ongoing cases where two people died. Whatever their flaws, they were both precious humans, and obviously did not deserve to die at the hands of another, irrespective of your views on insurance payout denials or arranged marriage. This video is dedicated to these victims. This was a very different kind of episode, but I felt if it could help get the right eyes on the right images, then it was worth highlighting these two very recent murders. Feel free to leave any comments regarding this formatting down below. And as I said, contact information for these investigations will be in the description box. Thank you for watching this very different kind of episode of Murder of Crows. Please subscribe, and in particular with this particular episode, please try to share this video to get more eyes on it. And with all of that said, I'm Steve. This here is Thompson, who's really chilled out today. And we will see you when we see you.
Say that